Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Ask Anything presented by Moser Consulting. I'm your host, Angel Leon, Moser's Director of Personnel. We're glad you're with us for this episode of Ask Anything, where we have our very first Ask Anything comedy open mic. You know, we love our crowdsourced episodes, and this one is no exception, as I have producer Brian here with me, where this man has asked our IT consultants what are their favorite or maybe not so favorite IT jokes that they can share. And Brian, welcome to the show, of course, but we had a very good reaction to this episode, a very good crowdsourcing, if you will.
Oh yeah. A lot of people were very willing to share their favorite jokes. The operative word is favorite, and that is different than best.
Yes. Yeah.
It could be your favorite joke because it's really great. It can be your favorite joke because it is like just eye-rollingly, retina tearing awful. We have a mix of both. You can decide for yourself which is which. I'm not here to be the comedy police.
No,
We
no,
have
no,
some
no.
good jokes. We have some
No.
we have some groaners, and I'm a fan of all of them. So
Yeah. As a recent comedic expert here in Brian, Mr. TikTok, Mr. Dad Joke on TikTok, we're gonna
no lie, in the month of February, I tell my daughter dad joke. I bombard her with terrible jokes, a couple times a month. We went miniaturely viral in the month of February. I wound up with more than 500,000 views on TikTok. And I say I really do think it was more people watching my daughter roll her eyes at me is the most entertaining portion of it. It's not the joke I'm telling, it's her reaction to it.
and
But
she's
yeah, we have
perfected the art of eye rolling. I gotta
well,
say.
she's seen her mother rolling her eyes at me for all 13, almost 14 years of her life. So she's a very good mimic, as it turns out. I'll start us off with one that I found while I was doing just research for the thing, and then we'll get into some of our consultants' shared jokes. On hell, security wise, do you know why you should never open any email that promises to teach you how to read maps backward?
I feel like I should know this, but I'm gonna go with no. I don't know.
It's spam.
And see, that's why this man had over half a million views on TikTok
I can't tell if it's a thunderstorm, if I'm at a bowling alley, or if it's everyone's eyes rolling.
at the same time. There you go. Well, Brian had the chance of talking with some of our consultants who offered up some of their favorite jokes to share with us. And right now, we're going to start with Chad Wheat, who you've heard in this program before. You've heard as a guest of this show, but he has an interesting take on something that I think we all do regularly at the house. So, Chad, take it away.
How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb? None. That's a vendor issue. I also had a DNS joke, but I figured it would take everybody up to 24 hours to get it.
All right, and that was Chad Wheat, and I got to say, I mean, I
Not my problem. That's
yeah,
not our issue.
not our issue.
That's
Yeah,
that's on the user end.
that is that is on the user end. And up next we have Kevin Gwynn. Kevin is actually part of Chat's team in our managed services department, so he has sort of like a little bit a long joke, but I think you'll enjoy it. Let's hear Kevin.
Yeah, I actually referred to this as a comedic play in one act. It's Kevin's one man show is what this joke is.
Oh man, let's listen to Kevin.
So a customer reports that the application is running slow. As a member of the support team, I would, hey, let me check with the team. Network admin says, bandwidth looks good. There's no rogue packets. Need to check with the developers. The developers, of course, say, our product is solid. There's no bugs. It's probably a database issue. And then when I check with the database team, oh, no, SQL server must be running slow. Clearly, it's the sysadmin's fault. Sysadmins say, I don't see any errors. It's probably bottlenecked at the network. And this is a rinse and repeat. Meanwhile, after 3 hours of asking the team who is responsible and how can they fix it, the customer comes back to support saying, hey, my bad. I had 3 instances of the app open at the same time. How does something like that happen?
And that was Kevin. That was a comedic play in one act.
I really felt like he connected to each of the characters.
I mean, he did. Yeah, no, he did a very good job connecting with them. So I feel like he takes them very personally.
I feel like he's been a representative of several of the departments and people within that scenario so that he could really dig deep and connect. I think it was very method, I
There,
think, in his approach.
a little bit method acting, maybe.
Very Stanislavski.
All right. And up next, we have Toby Matherly, who shared a screenshot of jokes. And I think Toby, he is a lot of us in this joke.
So the customer says, hello, my router isn't working properly. Tech support says, okay, what lights are on? Customer says, the hallway and the kitchen.
Anyone that's ever been the remote tech support source for family members and
Yeah.
friends is laughing, maybe wiping the tears of recognition
Yeah.
away.
Shout out to my mom. I'm sorry. Wait, what?
She'll never hear it unless you tell her how to get to the podcast. So you're
Yeah,
good.
no, I try not to. So don't worry. She'll never hear it. So up next, we have Phil Putzback, who has a joke that, I can relate to. I love
straight
the Lord of the Rings. So
Straight from the Shire, baby. This
yeah,
one's
straight. It's a
from the
joke
Shire.
straight from the Shire. I wonder if they have computers in the Shire. I don't know. I think we're about to find out with Phil. Take it away.
What do you call 8 hobbits? You call them a hobbite.
All right, so we're back from the Shire.
Unhell's missing a finger.
Yeah, in a ring. And I left my ring too.
That joke was absolutely precious.
You can't write this stuff up. You can't. Folks, we're coming with these comments on the fly, so don't worry. We're not writing anything. All right. So Melinda Lauder, the mother of the podcast, she's with us and she's going to share a couple of jokes here with us. So Melinda, take it away.
And she's also going to share a funny secret about MoserIT.com, our company website.
Hi, everybody. So an SEO expert walks into a bars, pub, tavern, public house, Irish pub, drinks, beer, alcohol. There are two types of people in the world: those who can extrapolate from incomplete information. What kind of computer sings the best? Adele. Why was the computer cold? It left its windows open. So, all kidding aside, if you want a wider selection of funny IT jokes, you can go to MoserIT.com. You can view our blog about funny tech jokes that has a large selection, or anywhere on the website, you can just right-click, view page source, and hidden in our comments, we have a large selection of varying IT jokes.
Not IT related, but you know what you call a pile of cats?
No.
A mountain.
Okay, I like that one.
It's a mountain.
I love it. A mountain.
There you go. See, a little bit of an egg hunt for you. We're getting close to Easter. So there you go. Easter egg hunt for you. So, all right. Now, Brian, we have many more jokes that were submitted that fortunately we couldn't get to record with our people, but we have certainly put them together on a list. And Brian, our resident comedian,
I volunteered to share what people either could not or were not comfortable sharing. Sometimes when you work in IT, the joke goes, the extroverts stare at your shoes. So some people had some good jokes, but they weren't super keen on telling them, but they were more than happy for us to tell them on their behalf. So some people we just couldn't get to record with, and others didn't want to record. I'm not going to out anybody for being too shy. That's perfectly fine. So our first submitted joke from Bobby Mittendorf. I'd like to tell you a joke about UDP, but you might not get it. Gage Way submitted. QA guy goes into a bar. He asks for the bathroom key, and the whole place catches on fire. The software engineer's wife tells him, while you're at the store, grab some milk. He has never returned. Brad Jeffrey submitted. An IPv6 packet walks into a bar. No one talks to him.
that's usually the way it goes.
Jay Edmondson submitted 3 developers walk into a NoSQL bar and they left because they couldn't find a table. From Ari Moreland, a data analyst goes into a bar, walks up to 2 tables and asks, "Can I join you?" Alex Howard wants you to know why programmers prefer dark mode. It's because light attracts bugs.
Ooh. Ooh, that's, yeah.
Jennifer O'Quinn from our Baltimore office submitted a little programming song. 99 little bugs in the code, 99 little bugs in the code. Take one down, patch it around. 127 little bugs in the code. Again, people are laughing and crying at the absolute truth of that.
Yeah.
And then finally, Tim Mack wanted us to know that DBAs come in 3 varieties. Does basically anything, default, blame, acceptor, or don't bother asking.
I can see that. Like, shout out to Tim. You might remember Tim from his adventures in working.
The U.S. Forestry Service.
Our resident forest guy. Yes.
Absolutely. Always a good hang. Many, many good stories from
Yes.
his past life. Chris Hanrahan wanted us to know that he tried to change his password to Chuck Norris, but you can't do that. It's too strong.
I'd agree.
And then another submission from Jennifer O'Quinn. She met a guy from Australia who works in IT, and she asked him if he came from the land down under.
Land down.
From the land down under.
Land.
And Mike Boris, another very funny person who works at Moser, wanted to know if she had offered him a Vegemite sandwich. No one under 30 is going to get that because no one is going to know the music of Men at Work.
Yeah, no. And I don't know that I've ever had a Vegemite sandwich. I don't know.
Vegemite is very salty.
Yeah.
So would a Vegemite sandwich be 8 Vegemite sandwiches? Because I'm not eating 8 Vegemite sandwiches. Bring back the Hobbit joke. I'm not eating 8 of them.
No.
That's not happening.
All right. So those were the submissions. We hope you had a kick just as we did reading these to you and listening to the ones that we were able to record. We always love crowdsourcing episodes, so this is no exception. And we love that our people got jokes. Not gonna lie, people got jokes, whether you laugh at them or with them. Our people got jokes. So we hope you enjoy these.
One more non-IT joke groaner for the road on hell. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the one that got the most views for us on TikTok last week. Have you heard about the new sport they invented called quiet tennis?
No, I have not.
It's played exactly like regular tennis, but without the racket.
And with that, we'd like to thank you for joining us on Ask Anything this week for this Asking Anything comedy open mic extravaganza. Folks, listen, again, we love a crowdsourcing episode, and this was no exception. We really like it when our people come up with really good content. So whether you laugh with us or at us, thank you for joining us on Ask Anything this week. We hope you enjoyed listening to this episode and that we can continue to have you with us on every episode of Ask Anything. For producer Brian, I'm Angel Leon. So long, everybody.
Don't forget to tip your wait staff and try the veal. We'll be here all week.